Hello, TV family. Welcome back to Ted and Vero TV. My name is Veronica, and this is my husband.
Hi, I'm Ted.
Thank you guys so much for joining us again on another episode of Ted and Vero TV. Before we begin, I just want to remind you guys to like and to subscribe and share this video with your family and friends. Today, we would like to shed a little light on a subject that has been on our hearts, which is on the topic of affirmation in relationships and protecting our spouses in relationships. A lot of times when people find themselves around family or friends, it is so easy for them to speak so negatively of their spouse because they feel like it's a comfort area and they can just open up themselves and they start sharing. Let's say if they go through a situation with their spouse, immediately they get together with their family and friends, they open themselves up and they start sharing about, oh, he did that or she did that. I just want to remind you that it is so important to be protective of your spouse. It is very, 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 very important. I'm insisting on this, to not allow what you and your spouse go through to be the center of conversation between you and your family and your friends. Because whatever you say to them will determine how they view who you are married to.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, you want to speak positivity into your marriage. When you get around people and you start talking about what went wrong last night at dinner, or the little spat that you had when your husband came home from work and he was tired and he may have said something that was a little bit insensitive. Mm-hmm. You bring all of that dirty laundry into the lives of your friends and your family, and it's too tempting to get into this gossip session. Mm-hmm. And it culminates, it builds. You think, well, I need to get this off my chest. Mm-hmm. But really, it doesn't actually help at all. What it does is it builds up the negativity. Mm-hmm. Because now you've got your girlfriends, if my wife is talking about some little thing that I did or some little annoying habit that I have that I just can't seem to stop or whatever, they've got their little corner, and now it's time to hash out what happened. Mm-hmm. And really what you're doing is you're shooting fiery darts into your marriage. Mm-hmm. So instead of doing that, try to make a habit of looking at the positive things. Mm-hmm. And when you're around friends and family, speaking only positive affirmation about your husband or your wife to build them up. And it strengthens the entire family unit because now your family, your friends are very supportive of your marriage, rather than having some sort of a suspicious evil eye about one or the other because they've heard all of this juicy negative gossip. Yeah.
And so whatever that you portray him or her to be is how they are going to view him. So anytime they see him, instantly they are in their minds, they are like, okay, this is who he is. People are people, like I always say. And so it's so easy for them to just be judgmental. And so whatever that you can do to protect who you are married to, please do it. If you need to speak to someone about it, the best person to speak to things about is to God. But when it comes to, let me call my friend to really ask her for her advice. Are you really asking her for her advice? Or are you trying to just talk about things? Because I'm telling you, one thing I've experienced in my life is that things always come back for some reason. I don't know why. People always use things against people. That's what I've understood.
Absolutely.
And I'm at the stage where sometimes people tell me, oh, you never share about anything that you are going through. And I'm like, in the past, I used to be the type of person that I'd be like, but and then at the end, it was used against me. So I'm like, let me not. I don't share too much, not because I don't love you. I love you so much, but I'm trying to be very protective of him because right now he's my priority. You know what I mean? And I believe I'm also his priority. So anything that we can do to protect each other is what we do. And so if it's avoiding sharing about, oh, he left his shoes on the carpet, then I would do that. There are little things that I can share, like, oh man, the way he enjoyed the food today, it's like he hasn't eaten, I would say that jokingly to my cousin. I'll be like, oh, he enjoyed the way he ate today. And then she will laugh, So things like that is okay. But to go into depth about what you are actually experiencing in your home, oh my goodness, you have to be careful. And as women, we build our home. The men are the leaders in the house and they take care of us and they are, they are the king of the house. But we women, we build a home, we raise the children. children. We take care of their everyday needs. And if our house is going to fall down, I promise you, it's up to us, the women. We have to really, really stand firm. We have to protect what the Lord has given us. And if it comes to going down on our knees and praying every single day, we do that. Like sometimes you'll be asleep and I'll be up at 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. and I'm praying and I'm tired, not because of anything, but because I understand that as a woman, I need to rise up and I need to be that voice that supports him. So if waking up and praying and supporting him so that the Lord gives me wisdom, and then the Lord guides me in not opening up myself to the world, then that is what I will keep doing. That helps me to talk to God rather than to open up to human beings, regardless of the relationship I have with them.
I really want to stress what my wife said about keeping details about your marriage private too, for the most part. Keep your cards to your chest. There's no reason to go talking about every little thing that goes on between your husband and your wife to everybody that you know. It really honestly is going to come back to bite you. I can't tell you how many times I've shared something that I thought was innocuous and just harmless, and maybe weeks or months or even years later, it ends up being used against me by the person that I confided in.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that kind of a spirit is, but that's exactly what we're talking about, is it gets messy.
Yeah, it gets messy.
We have circles in our lives. Draw a circle around your marriage and keep that circle tight. Because if that circle is only wide enough for you and your spouse and your children to fit into, you're safe and you have that hedge of protection. But if that circle is big enough to fit you, your spouse, your children, and your extended family and friends and associates at work into, all of a sudden you're all in this same pen, in the same arena, and they don't belong there. The Bible says that a man will leave father and mother and cleave unto his wife. A man will leave father and mother. So that means literally that the man begins an altogether separate and new family unit with his wife. And the Bible says that marriage is a mystery. People are not supposed to get involved in it. Now, granted, if there's a serious problem, if there's serious abuse happening in the relationship and something seriously needs to be addressed, you'll know when that is happening and you need to talk to somebody. But we're talking about day-to-day things. Day-to-day things. And not even just negative things, oh, my wife did this and annoyed me, let me go tell my sister about it. Even just regular details about what's going on in your life. Check yourself before you go and start talking about things to everybody. Because I'm telling you, that stuff will come back to haunt you.
To haunt you, exactly. You have to also, and if you are the type of person that likes to share, I used to be that type of person. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of people around me. So when I got to an age where I had a lot of friends and I have a lot of people around me, oh man, I became like a drum, I would share everything, but as I grow, now that I'm married, as I grow and I learn wisdom and I learn about knowledge and I learn to abide in the guidance of the Lord, I start to realize that, okay, some people are not mature enough to handle what I can share with them. You know what I mean? So I had to learn to just keep my mouth shut when it comes to certain things. So on that subject and on that note, if you are married, if you are in a relationship, be protective of what you have been given. Keep watch of your spouse. Keep watch of what you say. Keep watch of what you hear. Keep watch of what you see, and protect your home. Don't allow anyone into your home. It's your private space. Protect what you have been given, because energy also is so important.
Energy.
Someone can come into your house and they will come in there and release the energy that they are feeling. And then as soon as they leave, you feel a strong presence into your home and you're like, oh, I can't shake this off. Where did this come from? It is because you have allowed a certain energy into your home. So before you allow someone into your home or any type of, when I speak of your home, it's not just physical presence, but also even on the cell phone, having a conversation with someone. And as soon as you are done, the mood is completely dampened because whatever they carry, they've portrayed that on you. And it's so vital for us to try and stay away from that, and to protect what God has given us. And people are very tricky. So be careful. People can get on the phone with you and want to find out how your children are doing and how your finances is going and how things are. You just have to be very careful and know what to share and what not to share. You just have to be careful like that. And one thing that you can practice every morning when you wake up, speak life into your spouse. When you are praying, speak positivity into your spouse's life, because when they succeed, you succeed. When you get married, it's not just about you anymore. There's two people now, you know what I mean? So if he's succeeding, you are succeeding. If I'm succeeding, he's succeeding. So when I'm praying words of affirmation. I'm speaking life into my own life. I speak life onto his life too. That Lord, direct his path, show him kindness, bless his life, oh God, increase his days, oh Lord. So all that kind of stuff helps, to help him grow. And when he's growing, because you are the one who prayed for him, when he's been blessed, he's also projecting that blessing also on you. So on that note, we would like to thank every one of you so much for joining us today. We hope that this little subject was a blessing unto you. And if you have any comment or any suggestions as well, put it in the comment below. And if you have any advice for all of our viewers, drop it in the comment below as well. And if you have any prayer requests, drop it in the comment below as well. Again, thank you so much for joining us on Ted and Vero TV. Before you leave, subscribe and like. God bless you.
See you next time.
See you
Bye-bye.
next time. Bye-bye.